Italy and the European Union. Hey there, Capitol Hill Bill. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. And, okay, I'm a political science professor from a school I won't name to keep with your policy of not naming names. Having studied and taught the subject, it's fair to say I look at what goes on today from a much wider scope. Wider scope than who? Me? I would hope so. I would hope so wider than me. All right. And that's not something that is only exclusive to receiving a master's in political science. Could you pat yourself on the back anymore, sir? Did your elbow patch fly off your fucking left arm of your sport coat when you reached back to... That is all... I love this guy. And that's not only something that is only exclusive to receiving a master's in political science. This guy should be wearing a scarf with a nice breeze going. Anyone can read Solzhenitsyn. Thank you for fucking sound spelling that for me. And others who have honestly captured an important perspective of history and have a much clearer understanding of how and why governments and socialites have evolved through history. Anyways, there is one thing that has flown under the radar. Now that I've gotten my resume out of the way, there's one thing that has flown under the radar, and I think it should scare the shit out of most European countries. All right, let me start by saying in short that the European Union, parentheses, which in my opinion is run by fascists with self-interest. Can I just stop here and say this is the most well-written fucking email I've ever received on the podcast? This is incredible. Let me start by saying in short that the European Union, which in my opinion is run by fascists with self-interest, tried to take control of Italy's army. For the sake of your time, I will spoil the ending. Italy did not vote to allow the EU to take over. That move by the EU alarmed some of my peers who I, in 20-plus years of knowing them, have not seen them alarmed by anything in terms of government. In the scheme of things, a banking institution openly financing legislation that is trying to gain control of a foreign government's military is, for the lack of a better term, really, really ballsy. Why do I feel like I missed some information here? Okay, so the European Union tried to take over Italy's army. Okay, I see that. Italy did not vote to allow the EU to take over. So when you join the European Union, they take over your army. Is that what you're saying? Okay, so that move by the EU alarmed some of my peers. What move? Oh, trying to take over the... Okay, but you're jumping back and forth here. I can't tell what you're talking about. Okay, take control of Italy's army. Okay, so them trying to take control of their army. Yeah, how would you do that? Okay, the idea that... let me just finish this. The idea that certain globalist groups are trying to take control of the world is not an incredible idea among people who are versed in political economics or conspiracy theorists like myself. But you know something? Me, they just go, oh, what do you got your fucking tin hat on? And if you just started saying what the fuck you just said, you'd probably run into the same problem. Like I just said it was the best written email ever, and I got lost in it because I'm too fucking stupid to understand what you're talking about. So it's got to be hard, man. You just got to hang out with people with the fucking elbow patches on their sport coats, right? Anyways, the idea that certain globalist groups are trying to take control of the world is not an incredible idea among people who are versed in political economics. I've heard you talk about stuff like this in the context of a conspiracy, and so other than this possibly being interesting to you, it's also affirmed that you are not out of your mind. I attached an article if you'd like to read further. I absolutely would. Look at this. How about that, everybody? All you cunts saying I got a tinfoil hat on, whatever the fuck that means. Half of you say that, you don't even know what it means. You got your tinfoil hat on? I don't even know what the fuck it means. What is that like my antenna if I'm doing some sort of pirate radio? Tinfoil hat. Meaning. I know what it means. It means you're out of your fucking mind, but how did it come about? A tinfoil hat is made from one or more sheets of aluminum foil. I didn't want the exact or a piece of conventional headgear lined with foil, worn in the belief or hope that it shields the brain from threats such as electromagnetic fields, mind control, and Oh, I see. Well, that's some MacGyver shit. I can go with that, right? Is that a bad thing? Anyways, where the fuck was I? I've attached. I would actually have to list. How long is this though? Is this something I can read? I'll read about this and I'll give you my uninformed opinion, my moronic opinion on the next podcast. How about that? Does that work for you? Does that grab you?